Hello, everybody. We are here, St. Clair College versus University South Carolina Garnet Gamecocks. We are about to load into Map 1 Busan here. Danners, what are you thinking about this fight?
What I'm thinking about is, will this match actually take as long as it took for the players to show up into the lobby? That's what I'm thinking about personally. Had to wait for our opponents a little bit here today, but nonetheless, players in action just very shortly here. We see the squad ready to roll. Can hear everybody
Hearing the game
in
sound.
the background, like getting all warmed up. And sure enough, Busan is going to be the first map we end up going to, like you said earlier in the break. Should be interesting. Looks like we got on the left side. It is going to be your hometown Saints squad with Noxious and Amarin on the DPS, Squeak leading the charge on the tank, and Soaks and Razor on the support.
Yeah, it looks like they are leading with a Sigma here, going onto the site. Got a Noxious on the Widowmaker here, looking for a scope. See someone just there. We got the new champ, Razor, playing Alari here. Heard Alari is a very strong champ in the meta right now. Very oppressive, very strong if you can hit your shots. High skill cap champ, or hero. Been playing too much League.
Absolutely. Of course, racing for that first point here on top of this section. A little bit awkward for them to try and get on over to. Saints looking like they've got control as of this moment. They are going to get this flipped over one for one to kind of start off this battle. But with the Saints already in position, that is going to be the percent starting to tick on down into their favor. And of course, you mentioned Noxus on the Widowmaker. We've seen some ridiculous and some strange strategies come out from him with the full machine gun Widow on Tuesday. You can see this is the kind of position that he's looking for. These long sight lines makes it extremely difficult for any squishy on the side of University of South Carolina to even just peek their head out.
Such good teamwork on the side of the Saints, funneling them all into that Widowmaker sightline there. Got Lex forehead.
There they go.
Healing up their team, trying to keep them all up, supporting the team, but the Saints are just being so oppressive with their firepower, and that is a team kill already. Already 40 on the first checkpoint here.
Yep,
Not looking good for Gamecocks, but you know, it's the first game, got to analyze your opponents. But that Sigma wall is very tough to get across.
Yeah, between the wall and then even if the Widowmaker, even if Noxus isn't necessarily landing the shots, the threat of the shot is just making it a zoning tool in its own right, which I know, like, oh, your Widowmaker is just zoning as kind of a meme. But no, like, it legit can be with the way that the Saints have been playing it so far. And now Gamecocks trying to charge on in here. The tank line just getting absolutely shredded. Razor's going to find that one nice and quick. And the rest will fall shortly. The Saints going to shut them down once again.
Another team kill right out the gate and 70% on the checkpoint. It is not looking good for the Gamecocks here. There are players focused in, dialed in, ready to just keep holding this winning position they have here. And there is Amarin just spawn camping them right behind them when he has the ult ready. They're all, there is the Baptiste wall and the Amarin ult. That is a dangerous thing to go up against. They're all funneling, all stuck behind they have a cliff, nowhere to run. Another team kill, and that is the checkpoint. 3 team kills, 100%. They didn't even touch the point, really. That was a very impressive game from the Saints.
Yeah, so that went to basically the first opening fight. Saints were able to get the point nice and quick and able to just hold their ground from there to the point where the University of South Carolina was just getting funneled over and over and over again and could not break it. So it's seeming like there's a lot of emphasis here for the University of South Carolina to get this first spot extremely quickly. I know this location in its own right with all of them, the mobile and moving terrain makes it a little bit difficult for like secondary captures. So we'll have to see who gets the race at this point.
Yeah, we got a lot more moving parts here. Not as straightforward as the last map, but you know, in Overwatch, it seems like once you get your foot in the door, it's hard to get the point back if your opponents have an overwhelming lead. Amarin going in, got the grav grenade out, almost gets fish support, and they get it. Noxious cleaning up that kill. Amarin getting the health pack there. Backing up from the Genji. Both teams just trying to pick each other off. Razor getting another kill. Alari is so strong. Amarin getting a double kill there, and they have shoved back the offense from the Gamecocks here, all the way back.
Okay, so University of South Carolina, their supports are feeling themselves a little bit, and it is kind of making them pay for it. You're obviously, like, rule 1, stand behind the tank, right? And I know Lucio wants to move, wants to go. Same thing with the Kiriko, of course. but Razor was just able to completely shut them down. And they're gonna try here again, but once again, they've got the first initial point, and this, like I was saying before, trying to get a retake onto this point is absolutely ridiculous, and that was a brutal spear there from Squeak, nearly taking out the Ana by his lonesome. But yeah, it's just like fish in a barrel right now here for the Saints. The Gamecocks can't move anywhere.
Yeah, they got them all trapped in this room, and with the spears pushing any approach back, there the monkey jumps up, but they burst him down there. He has every single immortal thing he can get. There's the Alari ult. Doesn't need it. Soax getting one, Razor getting two. Alari is so impressive. Emeren going in, cleaning up, and that is a team kill if I'm not mistaken. And that's another 40%. It seems to happen at the same percentages, which is interesting.
Yeah, they're trying to line, like I get what they're trying to do. They're trying to like get grouped up and then just send it for like one really, really strong push. But with the way that it's going right now for the Saints, it looks like the tank line is just getting shredded on the side of the Gamecocks immediately.
Oh, no,
and okay, hello,
snipe.
Noxious. What a snipe. And he's going to get out of there just fine anyway. But as soon as one goes down, it seems like the rest are short to follow. They're going to try a different angle, but it does not matter when you got the aim like our Saints do here. Nox is finding another snipe, and slowly but surely, the Saints are going to make them fall. They're going to push towards this point with 70% on the board, but I do not think they're going to be long for this world.
Yeah, with aim like that, it is tough to get any approach here on the point. Saints almost up to 80% here. Swim getting burst down, the tank not being able to tank many of the shots at all with the whole team spraying them down like this. Lucio's gotten behind them. We got the Kitsune rush out. Emeren trying to get used to this ult, but Razor just taking him down before he can hit any of them. Emeren getting one though out of that ult.
Taken down.
Swag's getting one, Emeren getting another. I think that's another team kill, and that's another round for the Saints.
Yep, once again, that is going to be game one as a whole going over to the Saints with not a single % being put on the board there from the University of South Carolina. The Saints just showing absolute dominance. We've got ourselves a play of the game. We got Razor going to show off this new hero with style apparently on this play of the game.
I've heard Alari is completely busted, yep. 1 kill, 2 kill. And I think they get a third here. Yep.
This is a support, by the way.
This is a support. Yeah, I've heard my friend, Available, I think he used to play.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. He is very upset because now the support champs are seemingly overtaking the DPS's job. And then they can also support their entire team. So
I feel like I've heard this
spot.
before in a season long ago. Oh, dear God. Let's hope it doesn't get to that point once again. But no, that was just absolutely ridiculous. Granted, it does look like Razor had to kind of wait for the ultimate to play off it, which, okay, sure. You have your ultimate, and it just happens to be like a DPS-focused ultimate as well, or a mixture of healing and DPS, if I do recall correctly. So got to make the play nice and strong, and just everybody just dove on in. Unfortunately there for the University of South Carolina, a lot of their stuff was just unfortunately telegraphed. A lot of that just had to do with the map itself too. Busan was definitely not doing them any favors in terms of that, only having 1 of 2 choke points, and it's like, okay, you pick one, and if you have like a
map.
If you have a relatively like mobile team and able to have these long sight lines like you did with the Widowmaker, with the Alari and such, like it doesn't really matter. The Saints got it, they locked it down. Midtown going to be the selection here for map number 2. We'll have to see this area looking a little bit more open, at least from the brief glimpse we're getting. But with the Saints on the left once again, Gamecocks on the right. Let's see if this is any different, because the Gamecocks need this to keep themselves in the game.
Starting off on defense is not... Oh, wait. Yeah, not very... I'd rather be on attack on Midtown, because honestly, I have not seen this first point last more than like 30 seconds. But maybe the Saints, with how they're playing, can show me what it looks like when you play on this map, this point for more than like 5 minutes.
No, absolutely. Now, we're even seeing a little bit of a difference in terms of team composition. A little bit more flank out of Noxious this time. Going to actually trade over the Widowmaker over to Emeren instead. And then Squeak is going to be picking up the Ramatra, if I do recall correctly here. So first time really seeing him on this tank in a good while.
Looks like we got a wall up there. D.Va running in, Noxious peppering them, zipping around, getting all up in their business, making sure they can't enter that room, but he's got to back off, get the health back. And he's repositioning here.
Yeah, gets out of dodge, is A-okay for the time being, just kind of fighting under this underpass.
Oh no,
and it's, oh gosh, yeah, it just takes one quick second, but thankfully there, That is going to be Sky's laid there on the side of South Carolina. At least pop in the Immortality field, keep himself safe.
Yep. Keeping his team all alive and well here, making good use of that grenade launcher. Trying to spray down the tank here. He's moving in, getting burst down. Man, Sky Slade here, skirting around death over and over.
I mean, they might be skirting around death, however, his teammates might not be so lucky. Another one falling here as the Saints now are going to take that opportunity just to send it, and they can absolutely get away with it. Squeak taking down 2 and then immediately holding the 4 for everybody else, just shutting down the push immediately.
Ramatra can be so oppressive when he gets up in your face with those fists. It's hard to do anything at all when you're in the bad position in the slow field as well. And it looks like they've got them trapped in their spawn here. Gotta find a way around. Maybe take the alternate path? But
They're thinking about it.
we're thinking about it, but Squeak.
They're not on the
making
same page,
sure
though.
They cannot leave at all. Getting the fists out, punching away. Not just sticking the alt. That is unfortunate. They keep funneling one by one out of the spawn, and it's not working out for them.
They're funneling and they're hesitant. It's just unfortunate there for the side of
the Ramatra ult.
the Gamecocks. As we see, yep, that Ramatra ult coming on through, shredding 2 pretty well immediately.
Looks like they're just camping in this alleyway here, waiting for them to funnel in and out. Seems like the Gamecocks here are trying to regroup, trying to find a way, make a plan. Lightweaver does have his ult here, so it's going to be a tough fight for the Gamecocks if they do even manage to make it.
I mean, they got 2 minutes. They got 2 minutes on the board. They could still line up something here. Just got to get some ults on deck, but they also have to make sure they don't get themselves picked off over and over again. The Saints have just had some really good mobility, and Emeren this time immediately going to destroy one member of the support line, and then the rest are going to fall pretty much right behind it. It looks like Noxious.
The support is going in.
Going for it. And then, yep, there we go. Soaks is feeling himself charging on through with the Lightweaver of all
things. He can't move because of the ult. Blocks that door.
Okay, that's one way to do it, I suppose.
Very creative use.
Did Emeren, just as Widowmaker, go up to the tree and just open fire machine gun style? Yeah, that's exactly what we're doing. Who needs the bolt action rifle?
Yeah, who needs the sniper when you got the submachine gun, laying the traps? What are the Gamecocks supposed to do here? They seem to have gotten them locked down in their spawn here. Every single point being watched.
Yeah, it's absolutely tough to deal with here. See the overhead view in this instance here. They're all just kind of stuck in the building, so scared, so nervous to make their move, waiting on their tank to go. But as soon as a tank moves, whether it's Emeren or Noxious or somebody on the side of the Saints is finding somebody else to take care of.
That stick probably would have killed if the spawn wasn't right there. So the Saints are playing great, but they just can't get kills anymore because they're in the immortal zone. But it looks like the Gamecocks are moving out here. They do have a soldier ult. Might have to use that soon.
They're going to have to use everything, like right now to go.
They're dropping everything. They need to break out of this thing. There is the Junker Queen ult. There's another ult. They are pushing out onto the site. They only have less than 10 seconds left. They have 5 seconds left. They need to get this point or else it is over. They need to at least touch. Squeak popping the Ramatra ult, cleaning up. And that looks like it is round 1 for the Saints. Unless someone can touch.
Nope.
That is it.
Yeah, ticks down. No contest here for the side of the Gamecocks. Saints are just going to defend it 100% of the way. So this means they literally just have to get that first third of the capture point in order to be successful here in game number 2 and call this a match, to say the least. Just unfortunate there for the Gamecocks. The emergency situation is always just, okay, build ultimates and let's just try to blow everything for one final push.
It was a good final push, but they were just ready. The other team had their ults built up from just peppering them over and over in that spawn, so they had the tools they needed to deal with that there. But
the positioning from the Saints was just so good too, because even like the soldier on the side of the Gamecocks, Chisholm there, he popped the ultimate, went on through, all the Saints just tucked into a building.
Yep.
And they had like absolutely zero value there. And if there is any worse, like feels bad man kind of moment as a soldier player, that is exactly the worst case scenario.
Looks like Squeak is changing up his tank here, trying to decide what would be best here. Seeing the Rhine, seeing the Junker Queen. Could be interesting, but in my experience, I thought they might at least get the first point here, but I don't know, because I often see just like a complete steamroll onto that point because there's so many angles you can approach from. So unless you like completely lock it down, early on, like the Saints did, it's tough to defend.
And I feel like this is going to be quick. This composition that we do have here from the Saints does
look at
just
that
scream dive. So we're going to see Noxious going to be taken from the skies. Amarin is going to be an absolute nuisance to their back line. If they just delete one or two of the players, especially if it's a support player, it is going to be done nice and quick. But Squeak, though, is actually going to be the first one to fall, but the defense has to walk so far away to get themselves back into this game that a 1-for-1 is a bonus for the Saints. And did they just straight up backdoor it?
He just was on the back line. He just went invis. They didn't notice. Holy moly, what a stealth takeover there.
Bruh.
Before they could even see it. Oh boy, the Saints are on point today. Morale is high. You can see they're all having a good time. Noxious getting the play of the game here. There's so many good plays. I don't know what this one was. Just a bunch of good kills from Tracer here. Oh, it's the Life Weaver. They got trapped there, and Tracer cleaned up.
Absolutely shredding it through, and then we're even getting to see Life Weaver from the first time there from the Saints as well. And I feel like I've not seen the ultimate used with that intent.
That was very creative.
I might have just not been lucky. Might not been watching the same place or in the right places, but that was a very, very odd but interesting way to use that one, allowing Noxious and the rest of the squad to just tear on through, and the Saints just like forcing an Overwatch fact check on me. I did not realize that Amarin there on the Stonebrook can just be stealth and crawl onto the point and start getting percent in there.
Well, they did know that you would have to see the circle filling up at the top of the screen. So it's just like, I think they're just getting assaulted from the front, right? They just had to defend against that overwhelming onslaught coming in from the front that they just weren't even hearing the point, all the explosions and the chaos they used to their advantage there, and just had Amarin sneak on back, sit down, sit tight, and get the point in record time.
I think Redx, or not Redx, but one of the support members on the side of the Saints was also there on the Lucio as well, just kind of jumping around. So it's like it was just getting gained that much quicker. And just exactly like you said, like normally that point kind of gets blown through due to the amount of angles. The Saints were able to abuse it with a very nervous-looking University of South Carolina. So unfortunately for University of South Carolina, they're going to fall 0-1 to start off the Swiss rounds. But of course, the beauty of Swiss is that you do get many, many games in this event. So across the next month or so. So they'll get to keep on playing. But of course, awesome for the Saints. They were able to take this game down quicker than it took for the Gamecocks to actually get into lobby. So they get to sit nice and pretty, keep themselves warmed up as we await for round number 2, which is going to take a little bit of time to get ready. It's scheduled for 3:30. So be sure to stick around. We will be back in just a little bit longer, but more action of Overwatch coming right up.